Alright everyone, in this video we have 3 big announcements, starting with the winners of the cheese contest and the prizes that they won. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you go check out the video, but basically I created a game for people to find cheese to help them win the game. I set up the game with 2 known cheese methods, one that was so easy to find you might accidentally find it, and another one that was not so obvious. The first cheese, and very easy cheese, was actually just a hidden platform over to the right, and this was found pretty quickly by Warmech123. So for this cheese, you need a good running start. From the very left of the stage, run to the right, and jump at the very last moment. The thing to note here is that the player is still on the platform, even if they are mostly over the edge, they can still jump. So for the player running and jumping, the platform is actually wider than it appears. Using this full length to get a further jump allows you to reach this hidden platform. Also, something just to point out, this secret platform is like way out here, and it's so small that it's impossible to jump back onto the main platform. So once you're here, you're stuck here. This cheese is very easy to find and do, but there's a hard limit on the top score that you can get, due to the obstacles getting wider with time. So that's the first cheese, and congratulations again to Warmech123 for being the first to find it. The second cheese was actually found before any other, and congratulations to Yorit200 for being the first to find it. So it might not be so obvious because it's built into the game's mechanics, or rather, a result of the game's mechanics. A lot of the time, game designers and programmers don't think of 100% of the possibilities that players will try during gameplay. They're usually just focused on making their idea and publishing it, so a lot of the time the cheese that you end up finding is unintentional effects or overlooked programming. And that's what this second cheese is, but it was intentionally left in as faulty game mechanics to allow for this possibility. So what is it already? Well, if you go over to the edge of the platform, I mean like the very edge, like the very, very edge, like you gotta be pixel perfect. Doesn't really matter which side, and then you jump. When you fall back down, because of how far off the edge you are, you will fall past the edge, but right up against the side of the platform. That's when you can push left or right to push against the wall, and you can stay there as long as you want. If you do it just right, you'll be underneath all of the obstacles coming in, and it won't matter how wide they get. So that's why this cheese method is the second, more hidden cheese method, with a theoretical, unlimited high score. And congratulations again to Yorit200 for being the first to find it. Which brings us to the third cheese method? Yeah, exactly what I did the contest for was for people to find cheese in the game. And congratulations to Jim for finding this third, unexpected cheese. So unlike the second cheese that was intentionally left in faulty game mechanics, this third cheese is completely unintentional. I had no idea that it was even in the game. You know, the game that I made myself. And it's great because it's very easy to do. And it helps you to win. It's cheese, it's legit cheese. So how do you do this special third cheese? Well, this all comes down to the way that I programmed the controls. Technically speaking, the way I programmed the controls was correct, but because of the game allowing for multiple different keyboard controls like WASD and arrow keys, the programming only considered that the players would be using one control at a time. This means if you press 2 jump keys at the quote-unquote same time, it registers 2 of the same jump force onto the character. So for further context, you're only allowed to jump if the player is touching the platform, like if you're on the floor. So this cheese takes advantage of the fact that you're still touching the platform after the first jump signal was sent to the player to get a second jump signal while you are physically still touching the floor. We're talking about stuff that happens in between frames because you pushed several keys at the same time. And this might sound like a tool-assisted speedrun or like keyboard macro stuff, but no, this is actually very easy for a human to do. And even better, there are 3 jump controls. There's the W key, the up arrow, and a spacebar. So this means that the player can actually choose between 3 different jump heights, depending on how many jump keys are pressed at the same time. Now, I'm not sure how much this actually helps to win the game, but it does help a little bit. And it's easy to perform, so I gotta give a third congratulations to Jim for finding this. One thing that this third cheese lets you do is actually from the secret platform in the first cheese, you have the potential to jump all the way back onto the main platform if you press all 3 jump keys at the same time. So that's pretty cool. Really great job to everyone. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, or if I made it too easy or too hard to find. It looks like you guys completely blew my mind. So, what did you guys win? What did you win? What did you win? What did you win? Well, this brings us to the next big announcement. I've got a whole new merch drop and a brand new shop opening up. All new items to check out, stuff never offered before. I'm actually really excited to be able to offer some of these new products. And new designs, all new characters that you can get as a sticker, shirt, mug, poster, coaster, pillow, whatever. If you recall in the cheese contest video, there was a 2-second clip that was a transition between talking points. And I was just like, but why am I talking about this? And I had a quick MS Paint drawing of a letter Y with a butt. I drew that literally for that 2-second clip and nothing else. But people really seemed to like it. Now you can get this guy on a shirt and have people question your sanity as they look at what kind of philosophy you're into. Nah, for real though, I think it's great and like perfect to have on a t-shirt or a mug, like it's just kind of one of those t-shirt designs, you know? So anyway, the contest winners. They win any of the But Why products for free. The design from the contest video, like the But Why character, any one of those products, you got it. I'll be getting in touch with you guys to send you your prizes. And there's lots of other designs too, like check out this Derpy Duo, or this Scrap Mechanic sticker pack. Oh, and you know what else I put on here? My Scrap Mechanic archive. That's every blueprint I've ever made in Scrap Mechanic. Everything I've uploaded to the Steam Workshop, everything I've ever saved on my lift, including a lot of the junk that I've made, literally all of my Scrap Mechanic blueprints. And there's even more cool stuff. Really, this is such a big merch drop that I can't show you everything in this one video, but that's what the shop is for. It's for you to browse around and see what you like. So yeah, that's our second big announcement. A big new shop launch with all new merch drop. And during this big launch event, everybody gets a special promotion, $4.20 off any order. Yup. Yup. So check it out at shop.durf.ca. Yes, I'm Canadian. There's a link in the description. And finally, the last big announcement is a brand new game that I made. Completely original. I don't think I've seen another game like this before. And you can only play this game by going to my new shop. So basically, the game is all about you giving new merch to some wild giraffe that are just roaming around. And you have this big honkin' conveyor belt behind you printing an infinite amount of merch. Which, by the way, is the actual merch that you can purchase on my shop. The actual merch items that you can physically buy for yourself are in this game for you to throw at some giraffe. So you can grab the merch, power up your throw, and throw the merch items towards the giraffe. And if it hits, the giraffe becomes super happy and runs off with the merch. You get points for each merch item that you give, but it's worth more points the higher up the giraffe you hit. So if the giraffe collects the merch with their feet, it's just a few points. But if it's a headshot, then it's the most points. Also, if you're quick about it, you can give multiple merch to a single giraffe for extra combo points, where the second merch item is worth twice as much as it would normally be. The third one is going to be triple, the fourth one's going to be quadruple, and so on. If you miss your target and some merch lands on the ground, it will stay there for some time before disappearing, and then you lose points for wasting that merch. But there's still a chance that a roaming giraffe will accidentally walk into it and pick it up for you before that happens. Oh, and giraffe fights are a thing. You have to meet the demands of the crowd, and if it gets too crowded, then giraffes start bumping into each other and they get very angry and start fighting. Of course, you can break up a giraffe fight with some merch. They're fighting over who gets the merch after all, so giving them some merch should end that argument pretty quickly. So there's a countdown timer at the top left, and that's all the time that you're given to get points. But the timer increases with every merch item that you give, and increases by the amount of points that you get. So you're gonna get between 5 and 10 seconds depending on, where on the giraffe you hit. And depending on how well you give out the merch, how many combos you get, how many merch items were wasted, that all plays a part in determining what the final score will be, or how long the game will go on for. And I even made an online leaderboard for this game, where you can sort by super specific stats, like who sold the most merch, who got the most combos, or who had the most giraffe fights in the game. There's a lot of ways to play this game, and you might want to go for the longest game possible, or the highest score possible, or the world record for the most combos or something. Maybe there's a special run where you try to get the least points on the leaderboard by wasting all the merch that you can as fast as you can. So like I said, this game is only available at shop.durf.ca. I literally made this game just to put on my merch shop, and it's because I don't think anyone else has done this before. Maybe it's a sign that that's a bad thing, but I decided to be the first merch shop that I know of anyway, to offer some entertainment while you're shopping around. So if you want to give it a go, head over to my new shop and scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll find a secret link that says play game. Click that and you're good to go. Now keep in mind that I literally put this together from start to finish in the last few weeks only. Since the start of the cheese contest video, the merch shop didn't even exist. I designed everything myself and put it all together, did all the artwork, then created the giraffe model, rigged it with a skeleton and animations, learning how to do that in Unity. I created procedural animations for this ragdoll physics giraffe, and Unity cloth physics? I just randomly wanted a game where you throw clothes at a giraffe. Why did I do this to myself? So yeah, the actual point system, timer system, and several other things with the game are literally thrown together at the last minute, and I have no idea how this game will turn out, or what the high scores will even look like. Not to mention the web development side of things to get the online leaderboard. I did everything myself. And guys, come on, think about it. What other merch shop has a freaking game on it for you to enjoy your time at the shop? I'm doing flipping backflips over here. So if this doesn't get you to buy my merch, then... well, then I guess I should try doing some front flips instead. Anyway, those are all the announcements. Congratulations again to the cheese contest winners. I'll be getting in touch with you. Check out all the new stuff at shop.durf.ca. We got some actually cool stuff like giraffe stickers you can stick on the back of your phone or something. And while you're there, you can throw some of that actual Durf merch at some silly giraffe. So that's all for now, folks. I'll see you when I see you, except for not actually, because I haven't done a face reveal yet. So subscribe to my channel, and I will probably almost reveal a single cheek from my body.